Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Hey Bill, what day is it? We hope we're going to be able to help you monitor what day it is on your calendar, since it's so difficult to keep track of what day it is when you're not going anywhere during the quarantine time. So we're here every day and we don't know what day it is, but today we have a special day we're going to celebrate. Today is November 25th and it happens to be National Play Day with Dad. Now you might think that'd be a little unusual for somebody like me, but it just so happens that my son came over to visit me today, and we're going to talk a little bit about what a play day would be with somebody like that. Here's my adult son, David, and so we're gonna chat a little bit about what used to happen back in the old days. He's got his own daughters now. He's got 3 daughters, and it's just he and I, and we get together occasionally. And he came by to see me today, so. Tell me a little bit about what it might have been like to have a play day back in the days when we actually played.
We used to do a lot of crazy things. I mean, there was, on top of going to the park and riding bikes and things like that were sort of typical. I mean, we did a lot of stuff. We used to hang out. We go out and learn how to shoot BB guns.
Yeah.
I remember doing that. We would go down to the park that was right next to the Missouri River, was it?
Yeah.
And we'd go down and see the river, watch everything float down the river.
Yeah.
We used to do that.
We used to go to the grocery store. Remember that?
The grocery store was a big play
grocery
day.
shopping. Grocery shopping was a big deal. We used to go have a great time at the grocery store.
Used to really annoy the sisters by flipping all the price tags over and changing the cans. That was fun.
Throw toilet paper over the aisle.
Yeah.
And roll cans down the aisles. That was a hoot.
Yeah, see how much trouble we could get in.
Yeah, and it worked. We were good at it.
Yeah.
We were professionals.
And let's see, we would go camping.
Oh yeah, camping was
a lot of camping.
Fun. Yeah, we when we go camping, what's the most memorable camping trip you can recall?
I remember going on a vacation one time when we went all the way down to Disney World, and we camped all the way down, and we would set up tent and then break it all down the next day, drive for a little while longer, and it would take 3 or 4 days, what would now would take us a day, because we'd stop along the way, driving through Gatlinburg with a trailer behind us for like 4 trips up and down the main road. Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah. You remember when we had the Cub Scout camp out and it rained for 6 days solid?
And we had a creek running through the middle of our tent because it was the Cub Scout tents, and they would be from one end, so we had to put all of our stuff in the cots every day, because if we didn't, there was 4 inches of
but the floor, and it would run underneath that wooden floor.
But I remember sometimes it would come up through the floor, and it would be like solid water underneath the floor.
Yeah,
or on top of the floor. So, but yeah, we did that. Just all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, one of these things is we get back and we talk about. I like to talk about some kind of Bible verse associated with this kind of day. And I got to thinking about what kind of camp out would have happened in the Bible where this father and the son went camping. And I looked back, and the one that stood out in my mind was when Abraham took Isaac up to Mount Moriah, and God had told him to sacrifice him. You think you'd want to come on that camping trip with me?
I'll pass on that one.
Okay. He loaded up Isaac with some wood, and he says, "Here, carry this wood. We're going to go camping." And so he went out, and he went up to the Mount Moriah there, and he carried the wood, and he carried fire, and the son was asking. He says, Isaac says, "Well, Dad, where's the sacrifice? We don't have an animal." He says, "Don't worry, God will take care of that when we get there." And so they got up there, and he went up on the mountain. And on the mountain, he had Isaac all bound up. He had the wood down there, and he was ready to start the fire. And he raised the knife up, and God said, "Stop, don't hurt him." He says, "I was just testing you." And so he says, there's a ram out there in the bushes. Go get that and sacrifice that instead. So that was probably the first play date with Dad where they went camping like that. and it probably was pretty awkward for Isaac at thinking he's going to have to be an obedient son, I think.
I think so.
And but there's a good lesson to this, and so we do want to remember that there's not something to address, something in the Bible to address any situation that comes up, and this is one of them. So as you see the rest of these things, as we start coming up on them later on in the series, you might think, how in the world is he going to come up with some kind of scripture for that? So this is an example, and we'll look forward to doing this again. Thanks for coming over for Play Day with Dad.
That's fun.
We're going to do this again sometime.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay, well, that brings us to the end of this one. So go out there, have a great time this week, and have a triumphant day.